And as you're joining, if you haven't already, go ahead and answer our intro questions. What's a piece of technology that you cannot live without in your life? And what is something that never works when you need it to? We've heard some great answers so far. Zoom is something that always needs to update whenever we least want it to. iPhone, Apple, Google Pixel, Nearpod, things we can't live without.
I'm surprised I haven't seen a Maps app response yet. Because even if I'm going like someplace I've been 100 times, I feel like I'm always turning it on.
Thank you, Shelly. Totally love that. Reminder apps, that's a great one. My husband always uses the timer app on the phone whenever he's cooking. He's setting like multiple timers to do all the things that he needs to do. Alrighty. Welcome, everyone. Oh, yes, Alexa for the timer. Love it. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Gordy. Yeah, we have our Google Home timers, our Apple timers. All the timers are going on all the time. Wonderful. Alrighty, we are going to jump in and get started. Welcome to our session, everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Danny Shapiro. I am the Senior Director for Program Strategy and Impact at Mouse.
And hi, everybody. My name is Will Brown. I'm the Director of Instructional Design at Mouse.
And we are grateful for your time to join us at our session today for designing the future. Alrighty, so we're going to kick things off with an exercise that requires us to use our imagination. So you see here this picture of the old cartoon show, The Jetsons. In our society, how have we reimagined the future, and how have we seen that in media throughout history here, at least in recent history? So this image here, in the original Star Trek in the 1960s, what was radical imagining at the time? So here you can see that a Black woman was in a position of power, serving in a leadership position on a multi-ethnic and multi-species mixed gender crew. This is also the first vision of something like Bluetooth, where she's sort of talking through an earpiece in her ear. But those switchboards, that kind of looks straight out of the 60s. So you see some sort of future visioning as well as not so distant future technology here in this image. And then next, in the 90s, sometimes big changes came sooner than we actually thought. So in the 90s, we actually predicted something that was pretty much Zoom when we were imagining the year 2360. We imagined something that was pretty much an iPad. And then, of course, we had lots and lots of carpet as well. So, sometimes things are radically different and sometimes things are not so different than what we can imagine. And then in the 80s, from the movie Back to the Future Part 2, imagining 2015, where there were hoverboards for everyone, dog walking drones, and many, many, many fax machines. So some things we got right and some things we just didn't really predict as well. And then in the 2010s, if you were a fan of the show Black Mirror, the show really imagined the 2020s where all social interactions are rated. Or in other words, we predicted that social media would run our lives. We predicted AI-generated life after death. And we predicted implanted cameras that really controlled our lives. So throughout all of these examples of how we can really imagine what the future of technology can look like, let's go ahead and drop in the chat. In 10 years, what do you think technology will look like, or how will technology impact our lives in the year 2033? And go ahead and drop your thoughts in the chat. Oh, yeah, I love that example. The movie Her, the all-in-one type of assistant. Thank you, Shelley. I'm going to read Jared's response. Everything would be holograms, wearable tech to be used for easy collaboration communication. Thank you, Jared. Sarah says, likely to look, act, and sound a lot like humankind, working side by side with corporate teams containing AI members. Yep. 3D computers. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah says 10 years is 2033. That is very disturbing. Yeah, AI is going to just basically assist us all, hopefully in an easier way. Totally agree, Sarah. And Simone, thank you. Digital access for everything. Any others? Yeah, imagining a world where tech does more work for us. Give another few seconds for folks to drop in. I think this week we saw a new launch from Meta's new AI tools that are coming out using celebrity personalities. And also we're seeing in our society the impact of AI on jobs like the Writers Guild in Hollywood and how that's impacting their careers. So huge impact.
And let's not forget that there have been some really good AI innovations that assist educators make their jobs easier, which is something that I am very happy to celebrate, lightening the load for teachers.
Absolutely. A digitally fluent society, equity for all. I love that, Simone. Thank you. Conmigo is blowing me away right now. Yes, definitely. Totally. Many tools that are helping educators. And we're going to come back to that throughout this presentation. All righty. Thank you all for your ideas. I'm going to pass it over to Will.
All right. So all those ideas that Danny shared were brilliantly designed by media professionals. And some of them, as we saw, arrived a lot sooner than we expected. However, without giving design proper thought, it can go wrong. Very wrong. So as we share these pictures, I'd love for you to drop in the chat what is wrong with each of these items. So here's the first one. What is wrong with these elevator buttons? I'll give a couple seconds for people to drop some answers in the chat. All right, so which button to push? Is it the left one is down and the right one is up? Or is the top one down and the bottom one up? I can't really tell when I'm looking at this, and it is very confusing. It's counterintuitive, and I am almost positive that whoever thought that this funky, artsy-looking button was a good idea probably did not have their job for very long. Let's take a look at the second picture now. What is wrong with this slide?
Exactly, Deborah.
That says it all, Deborah. And Milenka, you're right. It's dangerous. You're not getting to the bottom, at least not in one piece. So, whoever designed this, hopefully it didn't get built and put in playgrounds, because that would be a lot of lawsuits. And let's take a look at the third picture. This one is a picture of a flyer. What's wrong with this flyer? All right, too much information. It's busy. It can be overwhelming, right? I can't find the most important information on this flyer because there's no flow. The colors are kind of all over the place. There's not any white space to emphasize the important pieces of information. Exactly. If you saw a flyer like that, you're probably just going to walk right by it without paying any attention. And so each of these things, that some of them were made and used, some of them were just designed, each of these were designed pretty poorly. And so that brings us to this really key idea that bad design is an opportunity for better design. And we can see bad design in an instant. while good design is invisible. We never really notice it until we're forced to think about it. And so, as you look at the world around you, you'll quickly realize that everything you see has been designed. Everything that we purchase and use has been designed, built, and delivered by technology professionals in a variety of careers. So every computer, every desk, every table is something that somebody designed and then built.
Exactly. And that brings us to who we are and why we're here today. So, Mouse is a nonprofit organization that really believes in disrupting inequitable access to careers in tech. And we educate and empower students and teachers from historically excluded communities to use STEM and design skills to solve real problems and make meaningful change in our world. And we really believe in supporting computer science innovation in public education across the state of New York. And we deliver on our mission by responding to the needs and the computer science needs of public education across New York State. We've done this throughout our history as an organization, from supporting early adoption of technology to delivering high quality computer science educator PD. Always, we stay at the forefront of tech innovation by supporting educators and students. And here you can see an image on the right. There's Will on the front of delivering one of our educator PDs. And on the left are students who are presenting innovative tech projects, which we'll talk about next in our Design League program. So really keeping students at the front and center, along with educator support for professional development, to really help drive innovation in computer science across New York State.
So, our flagship program that we use to do this is called Design League. In Design League, students are going to work in small teams to create an original tech project that addresses a social need in their community using human centered design and user experience and user interface skills. And we believe that Design League exists at the intersection of what we call problem finding skills, or what to make, which includes skills such as human centered design, empathy, innovation, as well as problem solving skills, or how to make it, which includes artificial intelligence, coding, prototyping, and so much more. We at Mouse believe that focusing on the intersection of these two areas, design thinking and user experience and user interface, is a key strategy to ensure student success in technology careers.
Thank you, Will. And our program, Design League, is a comprehensive program rooted in strong educator professional development and innovative curriculum. Design League measures and supports students' career readiness and connection to tech professionals, and allows students to show their learning in their community, as well as through district or citywide showcases and competitions. And throughout the experience, you can see this arrow on the left here pointing up, educators really build their connection across their profession to other educators through professional learning communities to strengthen their pedagogy, to share best practices, and to ensure that their success does not occur in isolation, but across a community of their peers. So really, this slide shows how we approach delivering the Design League program with an emphasis on supporting educators across this journey. And a key component of Design League is the professional mentor program. We support this by bringing tech mentors to visit Design League classrooms. You can see here the images on the screen of mentors and students interacting both in person and virtually. And the mentors provide career-connected learning opportunities. With mentors, students develop skills that bridge all careers in tech, for example, problem solving or communication and project management. And the mentors also provide meaningful feedback along the way as students develop their tech solutions and products through Design League. we're going to pause here and would love to learn a little bit about your experience in your connection to the tech community. So Will is going to pop up a poll on your screen right now. And the question that we'd love to learn from you is, as an educator, what is your level of connection to tech companies or just companies or the corporate sector in general within your community? So if you can vote now on the poll.
And if you are pretty new to Hopin, you can access the poll on the right side. Next to where it says chat, you should see a button that says polls.
And after you submit, you should see the results come in. I'll give folks a few more seconds to respond. It looks like connecting a few times a year is the majority at the moment. Great. And through Design League, we really help. We believe that fostering the connection between educators and students and the tech community to build these bridges helps make meaning of those career-connected skills in an authentic way by having these conversations, both in person and virtually. All right, I think we can close the poll and move forward. Alrighty. At Mouse, we're so proud of the impact that Design League has had on our students. And we're going to watch right now a 2-minute video in which 3 Design League alumni share how Design League has shaped their lives.
Design League was the best place to learn how to make friends and to network. When you're young, you start thinking that networking is always business, but networking can also be chatting with a person who ends up being your lifelong friend and talking ideas and planning things together and working on projects together. And Design League is such a really creative space that you start realizing that you can network and you can befriend so many different kinds of people.
Design League is such an open and welcoming environment. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you come from. When I was a student of Design League, I was honestly very introverted. I had a hard time talking to people. I didn't feel like my voice mattered. Going through Design League, it showed me, even as a young person, I can make a difference. I didn't know how to code. I didn't know how to do many things. But Design League enabled me to learn and to innovate.
Being able to learn HTML and CSS when I was in Design League pretty early on was super pivotal. Because even though I wasn't very good at it, I really needed those fundamentals really, really badly.
I feel like everyone always talks about jobs that are set in stone, that someone's done before and no one ever thinks about, but how could we grow and do something different that could be better and help more people? And I feel like that Design League makes you think that way. Design League definitely inspires you to be like, think outside of the box. What's something that you could bring to the table no one's brought to the table yet?
Alrighty. Thank you all for watching. Let me just grab my control again here. Alrighty.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Design League program and specifically how we've broken it down into 3 pathways. One of our pathways is design thinking, which really puts the people that our students work with at the center. The second pathway is user experience and user interface, where students learn some of the principles that designers use to make the products of tomorrow. And the final pathway is creating an app where they put it all together and build something new that has not existed before. In all three pathways, they share this common thread that they get the opportunity to speak with both experts and the people that they are designing for. So students gain skills in human-centered design principles, user experience and user interface design process. They get some research and analytical skill development, as well as fundamental principles of collaboration and empathy that we hear so constantly are central to the workforce. They also gain some hands-on experience with professional level design tools, including tools from Figma, Adobe, and Google. And they get to present, so they develop public speaking and professional communication skills as well. In this photo we see here, a group of students were speaking with a professional from a children's shelter about some of the problems that they face and how they could help design a solution for that audience.
Thanks, Will. And then diving into each individual pathway, the design thinking pathway allows students to really succeed by showing them how to empathize with others' needs, generating those innovative designs that address human needs, and coming up with an end learning project, which is a digital zine to showcase real-world problem solving. And here's an example of a couple of digital zines, which is really it allows students to be so creative in how they've arrived at their solution and how they can show their design thinking skills through this creative lens. And so these are two examples, digital zine about colorism and a digital zine about addictions, both from New York City public school students.
Thanks, Danny. Our second pathway is all about UX and UI. And through this pathway, students really use human-centered design to translate the needs of their users into practical solutions. And as they master the user experience and user interface design skills, they create detailed interfaces that are tailored to specific user needs. As a learning product for this pathway, students will create a style guide for a potential app. This product that they create is one of the foundational products that professional UX and UI designers create. It includes branding, such as logos, as well as design, including fonts and colors. And we really place a heavy emphasis on including accessibility in our students' design work. So they want to make sure that the colors and the fonts that they use work for their audience.
Thanks, Will. And then our third pathway, creating an app, allows students to apply user needs to create real-world solutions. And then they're creating an app prototype to solve real-world problems. And again, using tools like Figma, students build a prototype of their solution, which incorporates functional details to let users see a fully designed app. And here are two examples of app prototypes that Design League students have created. The one on the left is called Climate Connect, which delivers climate emergency updates. And the one on the right is a tutoring app called Education First. And through tools like Figma, they're able to really think through all of the steps of what a fully realized app could look and feel like, so that they're going through the process from arriving at their solution to this finished prototype.
And in all three learning pathways, Mouse Design League sets students up to succeed in careers in technology. And new careers are emerging every single day. And Design League gives students the foundational skills to succeed in whichever new careers may emerge tomorrow or 10 years from now. For example, some of the problem-finding careers include artificial intelligence prompt engineering, project management, Ideation and prototyping careers include user experience and user interface design teams, product developers, and iteration and feedback careers include software developers and product managers.
Thanks, Will. And Sarah, your question is so wonderful because in designing these three pathways for learning, it's really setting up all teachers for success by allowing them to choose the pathway that fits their needs in the classroom. So in other words, teachers or educators can choose one pathway or multiple pathways to allow their scope and sequence, their pacing, their classroom environment to really match which one works best for them. In all three pathways, as we've shown, there is a student learning product that arrives out of that pathway. So regardless of which pathway that a teacher chooses, the design thinking one, the UX UI, or the app pathway, you're really setting up students for success by allowing them to learn and create products and outputs that are directly connected to these careers in tech. So really differentiating the approach to how we deliver it so that all teachers, regardless of how and when they implement Design League and with which students they have, can experience success and really achieve these goals of connecting to careers in tech. Thanks for that question. All righty. So now we're going to do a hands-on activity to show everyone here how Design League gives all students an entry point into computer science, regardless of experience in coding or UX UI design or advanced tools like AI. And the activity that we're going to do is called a 3-panel storyboard, which shows the beginning, the middle, and the end of a user's experience in creating an app. And a good storyboard should answer these 3 questions. What are your users trying to do when they go to your app? How does the app help them? And then how does the app help make them feel afterwards? So those are the 3 questions that a good storyboard should answer. Here's an example of one. This storyboard illustrates the use of Google Maps. So Google Maps obviously has a lot of different uses and features, but at the heart of it, there's one main story for why a user needs the app, which is to get directions for where to go. So at the beginning, the problem is the user's lost and can't figure out how to get to their destination. The solution, or that middle box there, they open up Google Maps and get directions, and then the outcome, they follow the map directions to their destination, and they are happy, and they've gotten their pizza, and they are relieved. So in other words, this skill is an entry point for all students to access higher level computer science skills in designing, building, and implementing tech solutions. And we at Mouse believe that using activities like this in Design League helps create that accessibility for all students in your classrooms.
So we're about to do this activity together. As we do this, we want to start by focusing in on 3 questions. The first question is, what is a problem that you notice in your everyday life? Take a minute and think about that. It doesn't need to be a huge, life-changing problem. Any problem, no matter how big or small, is a great place to start. And we'll give another 15 seconds. And our third question is, how would you look or feel once you've used that solution that you just thought of? Let's take a minute to think about number 3. And just like before, give a thumbs up when you're ready.
Alrighty. Thank you, Will, for introducing our think time. Alrighty, so now we're going to take our ideas and implement them in the same way that we ask our students to do in Design League. So in a second, Will is going to grab a link and put it in the chat for everyone here to open a Jamboard. Jamboard is Google's collaborative sort of design tool, and we are going to use it in a way that allows each of you to choose a slide. There's 20 blank slides here with the image that you'll see. We're going to put 5 minutes on the clock, and then using the pen feature, we're going to ask you to draw your problem under the problem in the draw box, draw your solution, and draw your outcome, really taking the ideas that you've just thought of and applying them into the Jamboard. So once again, click on the Jamboard link that Will just put in the link in the chat, find a blank slide, and begin drawing. You can add your name. You can create a name for your app if you'd like. And the goal is to have 3 drawings by the end of the time. Great. I see lots of folks hopping in. You can choose any one of the numbers 1 through 20 slides, and I'll put 5 minutes on the clock. Alrighty, finish up your final thoughts. Alrighty, I think we mentioned app timers earlier. Thank you all for engaging in this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's take a look at some of these solutions. And I'm going to share the Jamboard so we can all check it out. We're going to look at some of the solutions that we created, and if no need to, but if you are the designer of these solutions, first of all, thank you. I see this first one is problem is time, and our solution is organizing that time so that we can feel success. I love this. If there's anything else you'd like to add in the chat, feel free, but thank you for diving into this problem. The next one, oh my goodness, I love this. The work hunch, improving posture for better thinking, breathing and comfort. Oh, nice. So there's an app that vibrates or chimes when you're caught hunching to give you positive affirmation for correction. And then you're happier, more comfortable and optimistic. Definitely, this is working from home. This is definitely an app that I could use.
And I gotta say, this app idea just caused me to check my own posture, so I think it's going to be a success.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you to this app design solution creator. Okay, this one. How often do we wake up in the morning not knowing what to wear for work? Scroll through your outfits, select and schedule them, and they look and feel good. I love this. This is giving me Clueless movie vibes. Very, very happy. Any day that I can have 90s references through my work is a happy day. So thank you to the creator of this app. Love it. Giving Cher vibes from Clueless. Okay, so this app, Teams chat constantly, which interrupts my workflow and tasks. Yes, how many pings do you get? You have Slack, you have Teams, you have email, all the things, pinging. This app creates an urgent button, so you can ignore non-urgent messages until you're done with this task. Therefore, you are less frazzled and more productive. I love this. I want this. This is extremely helpful for our everyday lives.
Such a nice happy medium between all notifications and no notifications.
Love it. Thank you to this app designer. Remembering to move laundry. Oh my goodness. I actually did this last night. I totally forgot that I had laundry in the washing machine, and I had to run downstairs, put it in the dryer before it gets crusty one day later. Yes, you have a reminder. Set timers based on the machine make and model, so you know time to move laundry, less stressed, and you can wear those clean clothes and look great. Love it. Thank you for creating this solution. This one, I think that's it. Cool. We've had some great ideas. Really wanted to appreciate everyone. Thank you for dropping those in. And I'm going to share again. Oops. I'm going to share my screen once more. Thank you all for engaging in that activity. All righty.
So we've mentioned a few times throughout this call that one of the key features of Design League is its accessibility. And we've built this program out with our users in mind. And our users are all teachers and all students. As students work through the program, Design League provides them with opportunities for differentiated learning pathways with multiple entry points and end products. And it also provides all students the opportunity to gain career-connected and interpersonal skills to thrive along their pathway towards careers in tech.
Alrighty. And to that point, really showcasing the accessibility for all students, we're going to watch a video here that you see this image from. This is a video from one of our participating Design League schools in New York City. It is a D75 school, which in New York City basically means that it is for students with special needs. And we are really proud of this school. They were able to participate and join us in our citywide showcase earlier this year. And right now I'm going to share my screen so we can watch these students presenting their project. 1 second here. Here we go.
Hello there. Do you have trouble finding free or affordable healthy foods in your neighborhood? Well, you are in luck because we created our app, Aspie, just for you. Aspie, also known as Affordable or Free Food by You, helps people find places that offer affordable and even free food for those in need. Let's check it out.
It's what Aspie looks like. When you open the app, it brings you to our worker page.
Next, you will have the option to create an account, log into an account, or join as a guest.
Do you have food allergies? What is your mode of transport?
Once the app gets those answers, you can eat EUIJ. IB can't get ready to work to help. We are making a video to what then you can watch to a video to help you understand what to do.
Awesome. We're proud of these students and we're proud that they're part of our Design League community. Thank you for watching that. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and share my deck again. Thank you for bearing with me. So really focusing on this idea of accessibility, going back to the beginning of our presentation where we talked about designs of the future, we really believe that it matters who is designing our future and who we are setting up for success with the skills and the tools in order to design that future. So really imagine the future again, where we have our students as the drivers of designing the future and using skills and careers in technology to do so. And we are just extremely grateful for your time, and we invite you to join us in building a future that is designed and led by all students. And Will just dropped a pop-up banner there. If you'd like to learn more about Design League, it'll click over to our Design League webpage. And you can see here more images of students, middle schoolers, high schoolers, designing and presenting their ideas here. And with that, we wanted to show our appreciation and thank you. Feel free to drop any questions in the chat. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for learning more about Mouse Design League. Feel free to contact Will or myself about any questions. And we hope you enjoy the rest of the conference today.